economic aspect of how to live a blissful life. In episode 1, we have come to know that to live a blissful life, every human being must unite with God by shaping his mind according to Gurbani, that is, by assimilating virtues, divine qualities, getting rid of from vices, and forming a perfect inner personality. Our mind is driver of our body. No matter how good the driver is, if the body type vehicle is not good, then it is difficult to reach the destination. That is, it is difficult to live a blissful life. Health services, food, clothing, and housing are needed to keep the body fit. Guru Sahib Ji has called these facilities as rizq, and more than 40 times the word rizq is recorded in Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji at page 10, Ra Gujri, 5th Mahal. Guruji say, why, O mind, do you plot and plan when the dear Lord Himself provides for your care? From rocks and stones, He created living beings. He places their nourishment before them. O my dear Lord of souls, one who joins the Satsangat, the true congregation, is saved. By Guru's grace, the supreme status is obtained, and the dry wood blossoms forth again in lush greenery. Pause. Mothers, fathers, friends, children, and spouses, no one is the sport of anyone else. For each person, our Lord and the Master provides sustenance. Why are you so afraid, O mind? The flamingos fly hundreds of miles, leaving their young ones behind. Who feeds them and who teaches them to feed themselves? Have you ever thought of this in your mind? All the 9 treasures and the 18 supernatural powers are held by our Lord and Master in the palm of His hand. Servant Nanak is devoted, dedicated forever, a sacrifice to you, Lord. Your expanse has no limit, no boundary. The meaning of this word rizq and other Gurbani related to sustenance is the same. That Lord, the sustainer, himself bestows sustenance on every creature. The sustenance of all the flora and fauna he has created is provided by him in water, land, and air with so many resources that are far more than they need. If sustenance for all is provided by God, then why large population of world is facing hunger? According to World Bank data to 2018, where purchasing power parity US dollar 190 per day based on year 2011 was kept. According to that report, 10% of the world's people are living below poverty line. If God has provided sustenance for all, then why are these 10% of the world's people are extremely poor? Not even get 2 meals a day. They are always worried about lack of other basic amenities. At the global level, the poorest are in every country, whether the economy is capitalism, communism, or socialism. The World Factbook, recently published by CIA, according to the report, The number of people living below poverty line is country wise, country and percentage of population is given. Pakistan 29%, India 21.9%, UK 15%, Russia 13.3%, USA 11.8%, Canada 9.4 and China 3.3%. We unequal distribution of income. We are surprised to see national income share across the world. 2016 report of the top 10% of people from different countries, parts of the world on the organization's website wid.world. Let us see how low the remaining 90% of the people get. Organization name is World Inequality Database. Country Brazil and India 55%, Europe 37%, China 41%, Russia 46%, USA 47%, Canada 47%, African country 61%. This is the share of top 10% of the population in these countries. Unequal distribution of wealth. Credit Suisse is a financial advisory firm. A 2019 survey found that top 10% of the world's rich own 81.7% of the world's total wealth. Wealth is equal to assets minus liabilities. Thus, the remaining 90% of the world's people have only 18.3%. Reasons for economic inequality. At page 708 of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Guru Sahib said, power is fraudulent, beauty is fraudulent, and wealth is fraudulent, as is the pride of ancestry. One may gather poison through deception and fraud, O Nanak, but without the Lord, nothing shall go along with him in the end. Beholding the bitter melon, he is deceived, since it appears so pretty, but it is not worth even a shell. O Nanak, the riches of Maya will not go along with anyone. One of the major reasons for this is Trishna, that is, the strong desire of a human being to accumulate infinite wealth and attain state political power through it. This Trishna has been described by Guru Sahib Ji as a deception. Humans associate this poison of wealth with deception, but it causes their spiritual death. This wealth does not contribute much to give a human being a happy life. If one of the causes of economic equality is Trishna, under which some 10% of the people have taken over 81.7% of world's wealth, then it is also the fault of the other 90% of the people who are usually suffering from vices, or in other words, we can say that their inner personality is not groomed with virtues. If they get a chance, they are no less in the race to accumulate wealth. Bad effects of Trishna in society. From the basic unit of family to the village, city, state, national, and international levels, the desire to amass this wealth and the lust for political power through it all brought them to the brink of civil war and destruction of humanity. Starting from family feuds To alignment of countries into groups has resulted in accumulation of nuclear, biological weapons at international level. Land, air, and water are being polluted to make more profit. The surface of the earth and the sea is being covered with plastic, which is destroying species of living beings. Workers are being forced to take lower wages to keep the wealth accumulated under Trishna under their control forever. By collaborating with the governments, these greedy people seize the natural resources of production. They try that workers do not organize and demand an increase in wages. Then, what is the solution to the economic inequality? The solution to is Nankshai economy, a chain of three golden principles. First of it is Nam Japo, to keep the vices away and to observe the divine qualities in myself, always remembering God, meditating on Him, because there is no difference between the divine law of God and teachings of Gurbani. Number two, link of that chain is Kirt Karo, work to meet one's own economic needs. And third principle is Vand Shako, that is, support the needy. An unforgettable memory. The warm sunshine of month of February 2020 near the Ravi River, visiting Guru Nanak's works fields at Kartarpur Sahib in Pakistan has become an unforgettable memory of my life. Every human being who came here, whether Sindhi, Punjabi, Indian, Pakistani, or any part of the world, white or black, consider Guru Nanak as their own. Reason for such understanding, such attachment is that Baba Nanak ji has told everyone the art of living a blissful life, which every human being in the world needs today. After visiting Baba Nanak's well, I sat in the fields adjacent to the Gurdwara Sahib. I closed my eyes and started watching Baba's life's 18-year-old movie here. Baba Nanak ji was telling Bhai Lena ji that just as it is necessary to clear weeds from the fields to get a good harvest, so it is necessary for every human being to get rid of vices from mind to live a blissful life. For this, it is necessary to always be attached to the Shabd Guru, that is, the knowledge, the law of nature. If Trishna is mental illness due to which there is economic inequality in this world, then Guruji treating it with medicine of contentment. At page 16 of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Guruji said, Contentment is my kamarband. Your name is my wealth and youth. All work together to meet the physical needs of Sangat. The Sangat eats langar together and remember Guru Shabad to reconcile with Akal Purakh. The Guru says that to be reconciled with God, one must acquire the same divine qualities as that of God. Regarding the desire to accumulate wealth, Guruji says that for the sake of this wealth, there is a lot of dishonor. This wealth has dishonored many people. This wealth cannot be accumulated without dishonesty and oppression, and it leads to spiritual death. At page 417 of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Guruji said, For the sake of this wealth, so many were ruined. Because of this wealth, so many have been disgraced. It was not gathered without sin, and it does not save a human from spiritual death. Guruji condemned the act of begging by religious persons who go around begging from one place to another but do not work for their livelihood. At page 1245 of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Guruji said, one who calls himself a Guru or a spiritual teacher while he goes around begging, do not ever touch his feet. One who works for what he eats and gives some of what he has, O Nanak, he knows the path. In this way, the Guru instructs us to earn a living by working as well as support the needy. According to Gurbani, any person, wealth, or material that is obstacle in the following the path of truth as given by Guruji is Maya. Any person, wealth, or material that is obstacle in following the path of truth is Maya. Every human being has the right to necessities of life such as food, clothing, shelter, education, and healthcare to meet the basic physical and social needs. God has arranged it for everyone. The craving for more than this is Trishna. The other's right, that is Prayahak. Regarding the other's right, the Guru says that for a Muslim it is like eating a pig, and for a Hindu it is like eating a cow. At page 141 of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Guruji said, to take what rightfully belongs to another is like a Muslim eating pork or a Hindu eating beef. Further, Guruji elaborated on others' right on page 140 of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji as if one's clothes are stained with blood, the garment becomes polluted. Those who suck the blood of human beings, how can their conscience be pure? O Nanak, chant the name of God with heartfelt devotion. Everything else is just a pompous, worldly show and the practice of false deeds. Of the 90% of people in the world who have only 18.3% of the world's wealth, the bottom 40% among them are worse. Baba Nanak once prayed for the association with those who belong to this lowest caste, who are called the lowest of the lowest, because Guruji visualized the sight of God's grace where the essence of the poor is taken. At page 15 of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Guruji said, those who are lowest of the low class, the very lowest of the low, Nanak seeks the company of those. Why should he try to compete with the great? In that place where the lowly are cared for, there the blessings of your glass of grace rain down. Why has man become so cruel? Baba Nanak Ji always took the side of the workers, had given priority to Pai Lalo over Malk Bhago. It is a historical fact that everything that has dwelled in the world since prehistoric times has been due to the workers. The gross domestic product GDP of any country depends on the workers. Then why are they being treated inhumanely? I was deeply enrolled in these questions of why, what, how. When a colleague shouted, "It's time for last bus to go to the Indian border. Get up and be ready." I got up, walked back. The sound of Kirtan was echoing from inside the Gurdwara Sahib. Page 313 of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. One who is attached to Maya is totally blind and deaf. He does not listen to the word of Shabd. He makes a great uproar and tumult. The Guru's words were understood. 10% of the world's richest people who have amassed 81.7% of wealth have become blind and deaf. They say no, no nature, no humanity except for their profits. The bus had left for the border. Sitting in the bus, I looked around the world economic system. This is what capitalism, communism, or socialism is all about in the economic system. People are either doing business alone or in partnerships, corporations that are both private and public, or the cooperative societies which have become crippled due to the interference of the government except for a few. Baba Nanak's principle of universal communion, human brotherhood, and the good of all are not reflected in those whole economic system. I have heard the arguments of many economists in support of this prevailing economic system. The result is economic inequality. Muhammad Yunus, a Bangladeshi, was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2006 26 for promoting the ideology of microcredit and microfinance. He said in his speech at the award ceremony that lasting peace cannot be achieved unless the whole society is organized in groups and finds a way out of the clutches of poverty. In all cultures and all civilizations, even the poorest of the poor have the power to develop themselves through the hard work and to lift themselves out of the clutches of poverty. Muhammad Yunus emphasized on the organizing and working in groups here. This principle of doing labor, sharing, and chanting Naam was demonstrated by Baba Nanak 5 centuries ago in the fields of Kartarpur Sahib. How beautiful would be the group of Baba Nanak where everyone would cultivate together, eat together, and remember God. Wah, Baba Nanak, wah. People go to Nobel Prize by explaining just a part of your doctrine, just to work and organize. Your Sikhs are still ignorant of your doctrines, whom you ask to associate with Shabd Guru, the knowledge. At page 1372 of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Kabir Ji said, Kabir, where there is a spiritual wisdom, there is righteousness and dharma. Where there is falsehood, there is a sin. Where there is a greed, there is a spiritual death. Where there is a forgiveness, there is a God Himself. Let us all become knowledgeable. Knowledge is not only to acquire knowledge of one's divine qualities and conduct oneself in harmony with God, but also to acquire the knowledge of world's economic, social, political, and educational systems so that by adapting them to Gurmat, one can lead a blissful life for oneself and people of the world. The bus stopped at an immigration checkpoint. I must stop here for a while. The power of organizing in small groups, working, sharing, and chanting Naam will be considered in next episode. Until then, you must see the economic inequality data of your country from the under given websites. data.worldbank.org, wid.worldcreditsuisse.com, cia.gov. I got a seat in the bus going to Amritsar from the bus stand of Dera Baba Nanak. Let us further consider economy based on remembering God, working, and sharing. Hopefully, by now, you have seen the economic inequality figures of your country from the given websites. The next teaching that Baba Nanak Ji himself gave us after living a practical life in the fields of Kartarpur Sahib for 18 years was the principle of self renunciation of me and mine. Adopt universal brotherhood and the good of all. 5 centuries ago, Rai Bularpatti, a contemporary of Baba Nanak, the ruler of the area, seeing Babaji's divine powers, transferred approximately 18,750 acres of fertile land to Baba Nanak. Neither Baba Nanak nor his family ever occupied that land, strictly adhered to the doctrine, teachings revealed through Rabbi Bani, practically shown alive on the land of Kartarpur Sahib. During the tenure of Guru Sahib, contemporary rulers wished to give Jagirs for the establishment of langar and new towns, but Guru Sahib Ji always refused politely. The langar, towns, and other constructions were always carried out with the daswand, that is, 10th part of one's income of the Sangat, daswand of the Sangat. Even the free government donated jagirs are considered as begging. The principles of Naam Japo, Kirt Karo, and Vand Chako were strictly adhered to. In the context of India, after Bangladesh, India is one of the most active countries in the world in promoting microcredit through self-help groups SHG. Since 1986-87, the Reserve Bank of India through NABARD and all other public sector banks has made strenuous effort to revive the priority sectors of the economy. For this, government infrastructure was set up from block level to village. We can see the details by downloading the Master Circular of Self-Help Group from the Reserve Bank of India's website rbi.org.in. But sadly, despite all efforts of the government for last 34 years, the results have been disappointing. The reason seems to be the lack of commitment of the government machinery to implement the program, besides ignorance of the people that this self-help program is compatible with the teachings of our great Guru. Let us understand GDP, gross domestic product. In a country, the total value of goods and services produced during a particular period is gross domestic product. It is used worldwide to represent the economic health of a country. To meet the growing needs of the population, GDP must grow every year, which we call GDP growth rate. The government of every country strives to increase the GDP growth rate so that the country has a good image for international trade. Some fundamental about GDP. If the quantity or price of products services increases, then GDP increases. Second, as per prescribed rules, any welfare fund transferred by the government to our bank accounts will not be counted as GDP growth. Will not be counted as GDP growth. I am giving an example to make the point clear. Point number 1. Suppose a farmer produces 47 quintals of wheat at the rate of 2000 per quintal. The total value will be 94,000. So the farmer's share in GDP will be 94,000 rupees. Point number 2. If the government increases the purchase price for rupees 2128, then the total purchase price will be around 1 lakh and the farmer share in the GDP will be rupees 1 lakh. At point 3, suppose the government does not increase the purchase price. It keeps rupees 2000 and pays rupees 6000 directly to your bank account for welfare transfer payment. Then the farmer's share in GDP will be only rupees 94,000, even if the farmer has received rupees 94,000 plus 6,000 equal to 1 rupees 1 lakh. When the country is in dire need of GDP growth, just think, why is the government doing this? I expect economics students and intellectuals to know the reason behind it. In Punjab, which has been the performance stage of our gurus, who have always seen on the side of labor and laborers, the condition of microcredit through groups is not much better. Apart from the purpose of getting subsidy from the government, the groups did not organize with confidence. Baba Nanak's economy was not understood at all. Baba Nanak ji even considered the free Jagirs as begging. This is confirmed by Baba Nanak not occupying 18,750 acres of fertile land donated by the contemporary rulers of the area named Raibular Patti. Another example is the humble rejection of the request of Akbar to donate a Jagir for Langar at Goindwal Sahib by Guru Amar Das Ji. Nankshai economy is based solely on matrix of Naam Japo, Kirt Karo, and Vand Shako, in which collective participation is determined with the desire for human brotherhood, equality, and the betterment of all. Challenge for medium, small, and marginal enterprises MSME. Globally, 164 member countries, including India, are signatory to the WTO World Trade Organization free trade agreements, which aims to import and export without much hindrance. In this open market system, the principle of supply and demand prevails, under which only those goods, services which are cheap, standard, and in demand can survive in the market. Governments have limited rights to impose subsidies, tariffs, quotas, and other restrictions on international trade. In an open market system, these weaker sections, these weak priority sectors of the economy are hard to compete with those top 10% of rich corporate houses who, as mentioned earlier, own 81.7% of the world's wealth. Note, they own 81.7% of the world's wealth. Only Nankshai economy can save these weak sectors of society. For this, one must first conduct oneself according to Gurmat, where one must give up the self and adopt the principle of good for the humanity, for the human community, principle of Sarbadda Bala. Organize in groups. Manufacturing, distribution, consumption, and services must be by the groups and for the groups. It is no imperative for the farmers in the primary sector who own less than 10 acres of land to organize themselves in groups, collectively build food grain stores, dryers, cold stores, common market, and communal farming in their village, as well as food processing and marketing by them. Now, the government will not be able to help much because the WTO's free trade agreement will stop it. If we still do not adopt the economy given by us by Baba Nanak Ji on the land of Kartarpur Sahib 5 centuries ago, then the anaconda of corporate houses is ready to swallow you up. Due to their wealth, they have immense purchasing power with which they can influence anyone. In such an economic system, the condition of workers will be constantly deteriorating. Seeing a forest on fire, a sparrow filled its beak with water and went to put out the fire. Someone jokingly said that you cannot put out the fire with so little water, but the fire will burn your wings. The bird replied, I know, but it will be written in the history that a sparrow tried to put out the fire. This guide of Guru Panth knows that if people did not accept his Guru's Nankshai economy given 5 centuries ago, if they did not accept the government for 34 years, then who is who is who is to accept it? No. But a few years later, when a historian will write a history of transition of landlords to beggars, he must mention that a guide of Guru Panth shook us by shoulders to wake up, but we did not unite in self-help groups and did not understand the Nankshai economy. It is human nature that he does not understand until a stick falls on his head. Guru Sahib Ji has called this laziness as a wise chum. Due to lack of foresight, time management is very difficult later, as described on page 794 of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji in Rag Suhi Lalit. Guruji said, you were not able to make yourself a raft when you should have When the ocean is churning and overflowing, then it is very difficult to cross over it. Do not touch the safflower with your hands. Its color will fade away, my dear. Pause. Let us understand the philosophy of Guru Granth and Guru Panth given by the 10th Pacha, Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji, at the last moments. That guidance should always be taken from Sri Guru Granth Sahib, and it is up to the Guru Panth to put the principles into practice. There is no place for me, mine. If the matter is still not clear, even now, then understand an ancient story how the pigeons could not get out of the hunter's trap alone, but after trying together, they flew away with the trap. There are hunter gatherer corporate houses who have immense wealth. Traps are their legal stakes. Pigeons are you alone. If you get organized in self help groups, then you will fly away with the net, will live a blissful life. Credit and thanks. Special thanks to Dr. Kalbir Singh Thind and his son Jasjit Singh Thind, owners of website sirigranth.org, and their entire team of translators and assistants for providing Gurbani in digital form for spreading the word of Guru to the entire humanity. Thanks. वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह